Hi everybody. Canva.
G'day.
You should use Canva. That's how I make a bunch of my stuff. Welcome to the channel, and now I'll turn it over to Psychic.
Yes, hello. Welcome to Temptations, episode 5, I think? Or
I think so.
6? I don't know, I lost count already.
Yeah.
Well, last episode, we finally left the town of Birrell after the absolute horror acid trip that was the zombie fight and time manipulation being a thing for our dear friend Coral. We left the town and we headed off towards the main city of Ura. On the way, we stopped at a campfire to find a group of people who were sitting around and relaxing. And after a little bit of time, Lando was trying to distract them or at least get their attention. But Coral found out that they were petrified and they met the guide, who we have called Charles. Because why not? Give him a name. After some time, we learned that there were teleportation circles that were at least a few hours outside of most major cities, mainly used as a way to get around quickly, mainly used for magicians and magic users to get around quick without being seen or spotted or anything like that. We also finally entered the outskirts of Ura, where there was a market going on. Rose and Val, you two went inside and basically beelined it towards the library. You've got your own stuff.
Yeah.
Coral and Lando were sticking around and had some fun. Lando played some music. Lando met a new friend, cast friends on the friend, and then all fucking hell broke loose. And the long story short of it is, Lando murdered 2 civilians and 1 guard in cold blood,
It
and
was
then
an
got
accident.
absolutely.
All right, let's at
It was an
least
accident. It
tell
was an
her.
Cannon
Yeah.
accident.
fodder.
I do want to say, I didn't think about it at the time, but I did cast careful spell and only aim at the guards.
You can only pick. You can only make so many people safe with that.
Yeah, well, we only needed Coral, so it's fine. But yeah, so you ended up casting Thunderwave. You killed 3 people, and then you were already being like targeted because you used magic on the thing. Because friends, after friends is finished, they know that you've cast a spell on them. You tried to run, but you were put to sleep and then struck by lightning with a lightning bolt, lightning strike. You're a troll. I love it. And Coral was basically told you didn't see anything, you didn't know anything, and was essentially let free. Now, something that I need you to do, Coral, that I should have made you do last session, but I completely fucking forgot, is I want you to make, if you want to, a perception check on the guard, if you like.
Sure. Let me do perception or insight.
Whichever one you want to. I think they're the same number, aren't they? Wisdom. Yeah, they're the same. Whichever one's higher. But yeah, so basically you've just been told by this guy, like, you didn't see anything, you didn't notice anything.
Wink.
Roll whichever one you want. And we see
Do it insight flavored.
insight flavored. What have we got?
The roll is going very slowly.
Yeah, another one of these ones. Don't you love it when you try to do something and the internet's like, let me just like
Yeah.
blue balls you for
Is
one
it?
moment.
Is it like rolling super slow across the screen?
Yeah.
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 I've had that happen before.
A little bit of lag then. 19. So while you were listening to this guard talking to you and telling you that you didn't see anything, you're basically able to discern a couple of things. One, you're able to discern that he genuinely assumes that you did not know that he was that Lando had magic. He genuinely assumes that you were also under a spell of some sort, like whether it was just a longer version of friend or something like that. You also notice that when they cast the lightning strike or lightning bolt, I can't remember what the spell is actually called, but you were able to figure out, and I think I said it last session, that like obviously these guards are way more powerful than they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be only keepers of the peace. Why the fuck is this guy able to basically call lightning? And another thing that you realize is that they have a little bit of a reddish tinge in their eyes, which is a very interesting thing. maybe they just haven't had enough sleep. Maybe they've just been working too hard. We're not sure. But there's a little bit of a reddish tinge
So
to
like
their eyes.
bloodshot.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
There's a little bit more to it other than just like bloodshot. Like bloodshot's just like a red eye. This one
Yeah.
looks like it is like the veins itself and that. Like it's kind of just a bit funny. But aside from that, you are basically being told to go. So are you leaving or what are you doing?
Oh yeah. I don't want to get lightning. So so I know the others went to the library, so I guess I'm gonna try finding a way that way.
As we start to make our way to the library, Val and Rose, welcome to the city of Uro, the second largest city on this side of the continent. We are coming in at the top here. So feel free at any point. This is probably going to be, hopefully, the only map that we use today or that we need today, which will be nice. But if we do need to fight something, well, blame Ravnok.
Sure.
So, with you two coming into the city, as you're walking in, it's a lot larger than you would assume that it would be. Like, you knew that it was going to be a big city or like a big town. You didn't realize that it was going to be like proper stone on the ground. There's going to be houses. There's a little bit of plumbing as well in this area as well. There's like it's quite sophisticated. There's a few two-story buildings lining the streets as well. It's still small enough to where you could very easily cover everything in the town in less than a day. But at the same time, it's also quite big and large in the sense of there's a lot more people in this town than you thought there was. There are people along the lines. There are people along the sides that are selling things from market stalls inside the city as well as outside. There are a couple of like quite nice looking, rich, noble looking people walking around as well. And there's one kind of big, massive building in the middle of the city. But aside from that, there are only a couple of guards that are kind of walking around. There isn't a whole lot. But you do see a lot of kids that are just running around, either like doing whatever they want to do, playing games, chasing after each other. But there's just a lot of free-spirited, free-natured people in this town, which is weird considering how much shit has gone on. So, with all of this, and coming into the northern end of the town at the moment, Rose and Val, how would we like to proceed? Are we just going to go for the biggest building and hope that's the library, or are we going to ask around? What would you like to do?
I would probably want to ask somebody, but at this point, are we aware of what's going on? Like, did we hear the lightning strike, or has that not happened
So,
yet? And where we are?
you
We heard the
two,
boom.
I'd say it had still taken a few minutes for you guys to get into the city, but it was very quick when it happened. So I'd say that you two definitely heard a loud bang and like a loud like blast of just noise. You guys didn't necessarily hear the lightning, but it's very strange that there's suddenly a cloud and then there's not a cloud, so something was going on. But you guys definitely heard the bang from the blood crystal exploding. Like that was definitely heard all over town. So there was definitely something.
Are any of the guards like sort of running towards where they heard the bang, or?
That is one reason why some of them are kind of moving towards the city gates. As I said, there's only like a couple of people. That's better. There's probably only a couple of guards that are actually like still milling around. Most of them have either gone to the city gates or some have even been told to just stay back and still look at the city.
Well, did you hear that?
Yes, I do believe I did. That's very ominous, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like an explosion or of some kind.
Back where our
I ho-
friends were, I believe.
I hope everyone's okay.
Oh yeah, y'all don't know about that.
No, we were out of the place.
Do we
Anyway.
go? Should we check that out or?
Well, why don't we proceed with what we were doing? Try to find the library, and they know where we are going, so maybe we'll wait there for them to come to us. In the event
True.
that maybe there's something dangerous, we don't want to be running into something and not have our friends.
True. I mean, what are the odds that that
Specifically,
had?
the tall fellow with the sword. We could
Sure,
use him.
sure. What are the odds that had something to do with our friends too? I mean, it's a big city. I'm
Oh,
sure it was just. I'm sure it was just some kind of. Well, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know what would cause an explosion
ma'am,
in a
probability is
big
very
city.
low.
ma'am, are you all right there? Are you two
Me?
okay? You heard the
Uh,
explosion?
yes, yes, we did, but it seems like it was rather far back.
Right. Okay. We've been given orders that anybody that had been close to the city gates, we need to get you further inside. We need to make sure that you're okay.
Okay.
You feeling any effects? Are there any ringing in your ears? Or do you feel any pain? Are you burnt? Are you cut?
No,
Anything?
no, 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 no.
Your smaller friend here. No pain. No instances. Nothing.
No, no, I do not feel any ailments. Thank you for asking.
All right. Awesome.
Um,
Great. Well, I'm glad to hear that you
Perhaps,
two are safe.
excuse me, perhaps, since we are going further into the city, do you happen to know where the library is?
Oh, yes. The library is just the main big building in the middle of the city. I'm sure you can't miss it. If you look down the street there, it's just over the pub. It's just kind of the next one over. So if you have any issues, please let us know.
Is it okay if we go there? Or do we need to go somewhere?
Oh no, the library is public domain. It's fine.
I just meant.
Anyone's free to
eh,
go.
I just meant that you said you were trying to make sure everyone was okay. I wasn't sure if you needed us to check in with someone or.
Oh no, as long as you're okay, there's no
Sure.
cuts, there's no
Okay.
bruises, there's no burns, there's no ringing. Uh,
Oh,
you're feeling okay in the head. It doesn't seem. He is looking quite intently at you, Rose. You're able to tell that he's basically doing a medical check, and just kind of looking you over. He's pretty happy with you, and looking
eyes
over
are
at
up
Val
here,
as well.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Anyway, um, that was just making sure that you two were okay, that you two were fine. Just, the library is just over there. It's not hard to miss. If you do feel any effects, if you do feel any pain, do let one of the guards know. We can take you to the infirmary. Make sure you're okay. Have a lovely day, ladies.
Thank
You
you.
see, as he starts to head off towards the gates, and starts talking to more people that are kind of coming in or running, checking on anyone that they can see. There is a couple of them. There's about 3 of the guards doing it. Basically, just the same way that he came up to you two. But yeah,
Well, this is a little more excitement than I was expecting for a trip to the library.
Yes,
But
I believe this is what city like life is like, maybe?
I suppose I.
No, I've never been to one.
You haven't? No, okay. I haven't either, and I was feeling a little, feeling a little weird about it. I thought maybe everyone had been but me.
Yes, no, I have not been very many places. I've pretty cloistered in my life.
Me too. Where did you say you were from again?
Here and there, my tribe was around just south of the divide.
Oh,
When it happened, I suppose I wasn't born yet, but we stayed very quiet and away from everything. As you know, I probably wouldn't be very logical to reveal who we were.
sure,
So we
sure, sure. Okay. Yeah,
are you-
I'm sorry.
are you from? Where are you from?
I don't tell many people this, but I don't know. I feel like I trust you. I actually was raised somewhere else. Are you familiar with the Feywild?
Am I? I think
that is
so.
a good question. Feel free to
History
roll.
check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arcana or history?
Um, roll history for me. Because it's less going to be whether you know about the magics of the place and more so whether it has been mentioned through
12.
speaking down through. You're familiar with the concept of the Feywilds, and you're familiar with the idea that it exists. But aside from that, you have either been too busy tinkering with things or you were just too busy doing other stuff. You weren't really paying too much attention to the specifics.
I do believe it does exist. I don't know much about it, but
Well,
yes.
it definitely exists. Yeah, I've been there ever since I was very, very young. It's very different than this place. I mean, magic it permeates everything. It's everywhere you look. It's a way of life. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's beautiful. And this place is so different.
Very primitive. I have never understood why these people have become so negative. I understand that they had people who were bad, but there's so many beautiful things that can be created with magic.
So
So many
many.
helpful things.
Coral, roll me a flat d20, please.
Okay.
Flat d20, what do we got? While we wait 3 to 5 business days for the roll to go through,
Things slow.
Check your
Um,
RAM.
Ooh,
I've had that
wait,
problem
wait,
before.
Ram.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
make sure you
2.
don't have anything eating up your
clear that
like your
browser
memory.
history, baby.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ah, alrighty. Basically, the roll was just to see how long it would take you to get to them. You are still not really anywhere near them at the moment. Alrighty, Rose and Val. Would we like to head off to the library?
Yeah, I think we'll
That's
probably
where
walk in
I
while
would
we're
like to
talking.
go. Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, as they said, following it down the street here, while it does show on the map like a little market stall there, I'm kind of substituting that with a pub, or well, an inn. Everybody knows what a pub is. But we're substituting that with the pub, and on the other side of that is, as we said, the very large, the biggest building in the city, is the library. You can see a couple
Oops.
of pillars kind of holding up a little bit of an overhead, a little bit of an awning of the stone in front of the building. Along the sides of the building, you can see the windows that are kind of like a little higher up, so it's not quite at eye level, it's a little higher up. The logic behind that is the higher up it is, the light kind of comes down, so it should shine not more so on the books rather than the people. So people will be able to see it a lot better. But coming onto it, there are a few people coming in, there are a few people coming out. It's a rather popular spot, which is probably not what a lot of people are used to in the 21st century. But there are a lot of
Hey,
people coming in and out of the library. It's rather popular. And yeah, are we heading straight inside?
Just I need just a second. Just a minute. She could really be in there. Whew.
this is a
Okay.
friend, correct?
A very, very good friend.
Uh,
Mm,
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
all right, I am here for you if you need any assistance.
Thank you. Thank you. I just hope it's her. I really do. At this point, I've just kind of decided in my head that it's her. So if it turns out that it's not, well, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. Anyway,
So I can understand.
well, we'll never find out standing out here now, will we? Let's
No,
go.
we will not.
I will
Alrighty.
enter the library.
So, stepping up taking a few steps up onto the main area and opening the doors. Opening the door opens up to a weird cacophony of sounds. It's less people talking. There's no really like mingling sounds or anything, but you can hear the sounds of papers being turned. You can hear the sound of like people writing in books. You can hear the sounds of tiny little bells that are ringing around, just like very lightly, very faint, kind of relaxing even. Um, everyone except for those two, Val and Rose, feel free to roll me Arcana if you would like
Arcana.
to as
Ooh.
you come in,
Ooh.
because there is
Ooh,
some cool
23.
stuff. Ooh, we love
21.
that. You two are immediately both being magic users, and having at least an innate understanding of the magic that you hold and magic as a source in general. You two are able to see that there is a couple of spells cast around this place. There is a silence spell. In effect for the chairs and tables, so when people are sitting down, they cannot talk. It is just for reading, just for study, stuff like that. There is a very light kind of thaumaturgy sounds that are kind of happening all over the place. They're kind of being refreshed, like there's a constant source of the spell going on, and they're the ones making the very light ringing, chiming sounds. It is very relaxing. And you can also hear a little bit of an amplified sound with all of the books. So the sounds of paper being turned, the sounds of uh, like pencil, graphite, and like quills and stuff on ink. You can hear it. It is a very relaxing and beautiful place for introverts. Uh, Rose is
I
a
was like, this is
little
my
bit.
jam.
Rose is a little bit taken aback. You're not used to libraries being so loud with nothing, if that makes sense. But at the same time, you both feel yourselves just relax. Like you could
Those
both just kind of.
ASMR tingles.
Yeah. Even though I hate ASMR. um, but no, the two of you feel very relaxed as you walk in here, which is nice. And as you do, there are just rows of bookcases along the walls. There is a second level where there's kind of like a ladder that goes up towards where the mezzanine is, and then there's just more books. This place is huge. There's a couple of floating candles being held up by little mage hands, which is adorable. But you do see in the center of the room is a rather large, rounded off table with a few people on the inside. On the inside, you can see two gentlemen that are looking to be probably in their late 40s at this time. One's kind of got no hair, one is bald, and the other one has like a very long, flowing grey hair, which is quite nice. And then there is another person standing in the middle where, if we would like to do investigation or insight as we get closer.
Took insight.
Excuse me.
Investigation for me.
14.
Ooh,
Investigation of
25.
+6 at your level already. Damn.
She's
25.
very smart.
Rose, you are kind of just really excited. You're really nervous. You're really excited. You've been waiting for this moment. You're not really paying too much attention. Val, you're kind of being that close best friend. You're the one that's kind of. You're on the ball. Like, you're paying attention. You're paying attention to your surroundings. You're being there for Rose. And as you guys are kind of walking up, you see that the two gentlemen kind of look at each other, and one of them comes over to you. Yes, can I help you? Is there something in particular you were looking for?
Someone, actually. We were told that Hermona worked here as a librarian. I was hoping to speak with her.
Oh, yes. One moment, please. And you see that he walks over to the desk and he pulls out a little book. And you see that he kind of picks up this feather. He doesn't tap it with the pointed end where it plucks out. He kind of runs it over the page with the actual feather itself, as if kind of like wiping like dust off of it or something, which is kind of funny. And as he does, you can see that the book starts to shake a little bit. It kind of lands on the. He puts it on the ground. It starts to shake a little bit. And you can see as it kind of grows in size before a rather stout person starts to come out of the book and kind of like rise up from the book itself. You can see that as she kind of comes out, the body is kind of covered in like a black ink, kind of like a teleportation or like a spell of some sort. And you can see that as they kind of come out, they're standing at about 6'7". Like this person is quite tall.
Okay.
And as they kind of come out, their hair pulls out. Their hair is like a blood red. And their body is quite nice. But you see, kind of as the ink starts to go over the skin, that it is very pulled and taut. It is very like glazed over, very almost skeletal, which is kind of weird. And as the kind of black ink follows through the whole body, and you just see this lady, and she's, "Wah! What
I'm
are you
assuming I don't recognize this person.
No.
Oh,
Why?
I
I was sleeping.
I'm so terribly sorry. I thought
Uh,
you were someone else.
yeah, a lot of people do that.
And you're
Well, I'm here now. What do
well,
you want?
you're the only Hermona here?
That fucking name. Yes, that is my name. I have been called that for 200 years. And I just, it's so...
You don't like the name. I think it's a
They named me after that bitch of a blood queen.
Wait,
While she was still alive.
What are you talking about? Like, that's the Blood Queen's name? Hermona?
Oh, you don't know that?
Well, I keep
Oh.
asking people, but nobody seems to know.
Well, a lot of people do avoid the topic, but I suppose another reason is just it's the Blood Queen. She kind of destroyed the world? How do you not know that?
Why would they name you after her?
Oh, because my mum was a cunt.
I see. Okay.
No
No,
one liked her.
hold on.
Oh, before you say anything, I realize that this is something from like my childhood. They are actually these little creatures. They kind of look like frogs, but they've got like 6 legs, and they run. They don't hop. That's what that is. She was a frog. My dad was a horse. It's a long story.
What are you?
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I live in a book.
Okay, back up. What can you... And I'll kind of look around and lower my voice a little bit. What can you tell me about the Blood Queen? I'm trying to get more information. No one really seems to want to talk about it. No one wants to say anything, and I know next to nothing.
I'm gonna just give myself a minute because I just realized the absolute absurdity of what I've just created.
Was this on the spot?
I have no idea where this come from. Originally, they were going to be like a Fallout ghoul, like a reanimated like skeleton of some sort. And I'm like, oh, it's a genie. And I'm like, nope, now it's just a travesty. Well, what do you want to know? I mean, I can give you as much information as I want,
Okay,
if I feel like it. But if you know nothing, there are books.
I know there are books, but you're here, right? I mean, you said you're awake anyway. So
I might as well now.
Here's a couple questions I have. First of all,
I'm killing this character so quick. Yeah.
First of all, you said
she dies of old age right there.
right in the middle. She just has a heart attack.
Someone firebolts the book.
First of all, you said Hermona was the Blood Queen, okay?
Yeah.
That's... And now the reason that people don't like magic is because of her, but I can't help but notice, and I kind of look around the library. Magic still seems to be in use quite often throughout, well, official channels.
Well, there are different types of allowed magic. There's the sanctioned magic by the king, the one that says this is okay, and this one's not okay. Technically, I'm not okay, but we also don't summon me in the middle of the library, Gary. And you can see that the kind of the bold one is just kind of like looking at them and like looking down and walking off. But yes, the king allows certain types of magic that is beneficial to the people. None of this
Beneficial
strange.
to the king, you mean?
And well, yes, but you can't really say that part out loud. Not that they could do anything to me anyway.
What are they gonna do? Put me in a book?
Seems a little
Well,
hypocritical, don't you think?
well, it's magic. Magic is untamed and uncontrolled. I don't know what the word is. I
Seems
live in a
rather
book. I don't read.
seems rather controlled to me.
It's always controlled.
Anyway, okay. What can you tell me about the Blood Queen? What did she look like? What caused her to
Oh.
do this? Like, who is this person that everyone's still how long I mean, everyone's still talking about her.
What's her social
Well.
security number?
I'm asking for a
Well,
description.
The Blood Queen did die 100 years ago. She was murdered, basically. She was killed. People were just over it. But the last time that I remember seeing anything from her, I don't know, she was maybe your height, maybe a little taller. She had the red hair like mine, which is another curse. Great. But here's the thing. I can understand why she was so angry, because apparently her mom was horrible and like started all, and then she kind of went from there and took over. But like no one knows why she didn't. And that is kind of the interesting part. She just started making these crystals and like she kept healing herself and doing everything.
Are there any books? Are there any books that might have a likeness of her?
Likeness? No. They're all descriptions, but like none of them make any sense. None of them kind of work together. They're all kind of just stories that have been told by people that like lived in that era.
What was her mother's
Um,
name?
I don't know. No one knows. That one was 500 years ago.
I mean,
People
that seems
barely forget the 100. That's like
how people
5 times more than that. Is
Last
there anything
question.
else?
Last question.
My god.
What year is it?
The fuck?
That's not an answer. What year is it?
You can have inspiration for that. That was really funny.
Thanks.
What year is it? Last I checked, it was 100 BD. No, 99 BD. 99 QD. QD. That's the letters.
QD. Oh.
99 years after the Queen's death.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, Queen Death. That's it.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, that part was not off the top of my head. I did have that written down somewhere.
Where is your
Look at
history
you.
section?
We're a library. The whole library is just
Oh my god,
whatever.
do you know what? I'm looking for just like not fiction. Like, where is your non-fiction history section?
Coral, base D20, please. Are you looking for stuff on the Blood Queen or about the magic? Because if you're looking at the magic, I have something else that I can give you that can help.
I'm looking for information about the Blood Queen specifically, and basically just a timeline. And specifically
Okay.
timelines of That's what I'm looking for.
Right. Well, we only have a couple of books based around the timeline of what she was doing before she died.
And where are they?
A lot of them can be found on the second level, towards the back on row 73, on line 41.
Thank you very much. And then Rose just goes.
Now,
Power
Yes, for
walking.
sure.
is she always like that?
Yes, I believe she is.
Okay, Rose, you have walked off. Val, before you can start moving, you hear the door to the library just kind of like half slam open. As everyone's just kind of like looking as to why the doors have so suddenly been opened, you can see Coral standing there, just absolutely sweating bullets from trying to sprint to get to the fucking library. He has had no help from the townspeople. None of them have wanted to look at him. None of them have wanted to help in any way. You almost had to pull a sword on a guard to get him to tell you where the library was. And then once he told you, you were like, are you fucking kidding me? I could have figured that out on my own. But we love rolling a 2 on a base D20. So you have had no luck.
This
You are
goddamn.
now.
Of
Coral's like,
course,
this is where
he's
I
a
live
man.
in
He
little
wouldn't
places.
stop for directions.
Yeah.
This,
I mean,
this is
look.
why I hate cities.
This is a fantasy game, but I draw the line at breaking immersion on that level. Men do not ask for directions, no matter how lost we
Yeah,
are.
right.
So you have now just kind of noticed the door. One thing that you notice straight away, Val, is that even though the doors have been slammed open, you don't hear the bang on the inside because
Cool.
of the silence spell.
I love that for us.
That's kind of cool.
They do a very
Right, so
good
I see.
job.
So I
you
see
see
Val.
Val. You
Mhm.
don't see Rose. Rose is left, but you do see Val talking to a very tall, like almost skeletal-looking genie with long blood red hair, like down to her knees.
Almost my type.
Oh, Val, there you are.
Good honor.
Oh, all right. I run up to Val.
Cool.
Coral, what happened? You appear to be disheveled, and where is Lando?
Uh, uh, Lando's not gonna come. He's not gonna be able to make it.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
I look up at this genie guy.
She
Yeah.
just kind of looks down at you as well, and then once at Val and back at you, and she's just kind of enjoying the awkwardness.
This is a woman from a book. Rose is upstairs. I will escort you up to find her.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't have to repeat your story twice.
All right. Nice to have not met you. Say to the genie.
Humans these days are so rude.
All right.
Alrighty. So,
He's only half human, so he's only half
human.
rude.
Half human.
this genie is 200 years old and has been mainly stuck in a book. They
Human enough.
they don't care about the difference. Let's put it that way.
Maybe if
They
they
are a being
acted,
of literal magic.
maybe if they acted more like the genie from Aladdin, we would try to get them out of that book. But
Yeah, well, this one's like taught with blood red, not blue, so
sure.
they incite anger, not calm.
Still has that itty bitty living space.
Alrighty, so Rose, you don't have to make any checks. You are beelining it straight to exactly what she said.
Okay.
As you kind of climb up the ladder, because there aren't stairs, there are ladders. As you climb up the ladder to get to the second level, and then start booking it towards the description, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity
No running in the
saving
library.
throw. You know what? I'll use my inspiration on that. 22.
Awesome. You have managed to very nearly dodge being knocked over by a tall-looking gentleman in kind of nice-looking cleric robes. They're kind of like a nice kind of white, similar to the knight colors of like the white robes as they go down with other colors. But you can see that this gentleman is quite bigger. They're a little bit out of place. And Arendelle, if you would like to fully join us
Yes.
and introduce your character when you take yourself off mute.
To begin with, though, Arendelle is a female.
Oh, there you go. Even better.
And
I'm sorry, I assumed your
Girl
gender.
squad, girl squad, girl squad.
Oh yeah, we gotta
she
kill
is-
Coral now. Get
Yeah.
another girl in here.
I'm a half elf. That's close enough.
Sure.
She is quite tall for an elf, even. So she's very tall, very slender, has long silver hair, kind of darkish skin, and her eyes are kind of like a reddish gold, and they sparkle. And she kind of has a light glow about her. Um, and she says, "Excuse me, running in the library is not permitted."
I'm so sorry. I was going to look up something very important. I didn't mean to bump into you. I apologize.
I understand that the library is a very exciting place, but we must pay attention to all the rules so that everybody can enjoy the library together.
Of course. The thing I was looking up is very important. Again, I'm very sorry. And I'll just
Would you like
start.
some,
What?
would you like some assistance? What is it that
Um,
you're looking for?
I'm looking basically for some information. I'm working on a paper for this university that I work with regarding the Blood Queen. I know it's not a very popular topic, but um, I have been asked to do a little bit of research on that, and I was just trying to get some information, nail down some timelines, just to make sure that I have all the facts before I start putting quill to paper.
You're in luck. Um, they gave me. I just only recently got the job of organizing this library. It's
Oh,
always been a wreck in here. They just throw the books wherever, and I've come up with a new system where we're going to organize by type and by author name, and we're going to spread it around the library, and we're going to make sure that every book is findable, and we're going to have these cards you can look through. I haven't come up with a name for it yet, but um, if you would like,
My cousin
I've
Dewey told
already.
me about it, so maybe I'll name it after him.
Yeah, yeah. He told me. Um, if you'd like, I can take you over here, and
uh,
I've already organized all of our books on the Blood Queen. Come,
that
we've
would
got
be
a whole shelf.
amazing. That would be amazing. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm Rose, by the way. I appreciate your help.
Arendelle, Arendelle.
I love what a lovely
And
name.
Arendelle, when she walks, she kind of like flows. She doesn't really walk. It's almost like a. Have you seen Mars
Frozen?
Attacks? Uh,
Yeah.
um, have you seen Mars Attacks
No, no, what's that?
when the alien like seduces the president's. I don't know. It's a dumb movie. It's a good movie, but anyway, she like walks like this. Anyway,
You
that's
could have
how she
gone
walks.
Ghostbusters and done the chick from
I just
Ghostbusters
don't
at the
understand
end.
how y'all ain't seen Mars Attacks.
It was a great
forgot.
movie.
I'm too
Decade night.
young.
Thank you. I really, really
Ooh.
appreciate this. You're doing me a great service.
What is it you would like to know about the Blood Queen? Because we've got all sorts of different books here. We've got
Have we
history.
caught up yet?
We've got biographies. We've got an autobiography here written by herself. It's quite flattering, of course, but it's a good read in itself.
Oral
I
has caught up. Val, make me an athletics check, please.
Yeah, I'm chubby.
I'm actually very
And also my
interested.
character is too. Ooh, nice.
21.
Ooh.
For some
I
reason, even though you're quite short, the size of you, the look of you, you manage to make it up and down this ladder like it's a fucking elevator. Like, you just grab it and just throw yourself up this thing.
I can't be
Um,
without my extrovert.
I'm actually very, very interested in that autobiography, but what I'm really trying to do is pin down kind of a timeline about, I suppose, her rise to power, her fall, and then what I'm really looking forward to. And I know the book lady. She told me that there isn't one, but if there were any samples of just renderings of what she might have looked like, I would love to see that.
Oh, the woman downstairs. Do you remember what I said a minute ago about how everybody just threw their books all over the place around here?
She didn't
There are
seem
plenty of there are plenty of images of her. Let's look. Come, come, come. Let me show you.
amazing,
Um,
amazing. Thank you.
This biography here is especially interesting. It was written after her death by a historian, so it's a little biased on the side of the winners,
Sure.
but it's a great read. Um, it delves into her childhood. How she had an abusive mother and father. It's very, very interesting. And
I
she pulls it down off the shelf and hands it to you.
Rose, roll me history, please.
history.
Also, Coral and Val, you two have now officially caught up. So you're just
Right.
seeing Rose talk to this
Any chance I would
strange
have
danger.
any chance I would have advantage on this?
Um, I won't give you advantage, but I will give you an added +1.
Yeah. Should have
So you
should have
get a
saved
+3.
should have
So
saved
you get a
that
10. Um, when Arundel talks about this autobiography that talks about her childhood, now she had abusive parents, in your mind you can't say it out loud, but you know that her mum was a little bit abusive and like was like the evil one. You don't ever remember her mentioning or having a father.
that gives me some
Right. So
hope,
I was going to say,
actually.
like, just because, so these books do say these things that she said, but just because they said that doesn't mean they're necessarily true. These
Yeah,
are just
Sure.
books that are, yeah.
Arendelle's still full free to go off and like make up whatever you want. I'm curious to the creativity of your mind when it comes to like, what do these books entail? They talk about all
Okay.
of this stuff, and every time you mention something, I'm just gonna make a Rose roll if I think it's if
Just
I think
bullshit
it
or not.
matters. Yeah.
Okay.
You
What
know
I
she
want to
had a
do,
horse.
I'm gonna start flipping. I'm gonna start flipping through as many as I can. I'm really looking for a picture. I'm looking for
Okay.
some kind of artist rendering.
Okay. Feel free to make me investigation this time with advantage because you remember what Rose used to look like.
Yeah, 18.
18. You remember what she used to look like? You could probably make an estimate in your mind what she would look like when she got older. You can't find anything on what she looked like. Most of the books have different descriptions of her. Most of the books have different visual descriptions of her. The only one that you're able to find that is even relatively close to what she could have looked like when she got older is from a note. And the note was a love letter from a gentleman that they managed to find. That's it so far.
What's the note
Arundel's
say?
going to spend.
Essentially, the note is basically proclaiming love for the Blood Queen. This was dated to be about 250 years ago. But claiming love to the Blood Queen, like wanting to spend his life with her and all this stuff. Why did she reject him? Like she never takes yes for an answer. It's always a no. Like she's always alone. I can change that. Like it's real seedy and it's real
Right.
creepy. Um,
I rip it up.
but good. Um,
Um, Arundel comes over and she's got like 4 or 5 different books, and she opens it up, and every single image of the Blood Queen looks completely different than the others. None of them look the same at all. Some of them look like she's a straight up demon. Some of the more like biased ones against her, they drew her as like a demonic figure. Um, so um,
one of the
Arendel's like,
books that is opened up kind of looks like a female version of Lando, and it does make you chuckle a little bit.
do any of the do any of the
oh.
pictures look familiar?
Sorry.
Do any of the pictures look familiar?
No. The only familiar one is the female Lando.
These are practically useless. There's no consistency
Linda.
between anything. Jesus. I'm gonna sit down, and
You
while they're coming up, I'm going to. I need to stop saying Jesus because I say that in character all the time. I'm just
Lord
gonna try to put together a rough timeline for myself.
Okay. Feel free to make another investigation and investigation and history. So 1
13.
each. So the 13 for investigation, it's not
18.
difficult for you to find the information across all of the books. You're like skimming through and just searching for dates. You're not able to find anything to give you like an exact timeline of what's going on, what happened. The closest that you can find to the start was about 200 years ago, and the closest you can find to now was about 10 years ago. So you've got like a pretty decent timeline, but a lot of it is mainly dates and kind of significant moments. You're not getting any specifics. But with an 18 of history, you're pretty quick at being able to put all of these things together.
Arendelle, I have one more question, and this one's a little out there. Do you have any information on the kingdom of Aradonia?
Arendelle, make me history.
By the way, by now, Val has absolutely just come up, sat next to Rose, and grabbed a book because it is way too uncomfortable to try to say anything while she's like very clearly in the middle of something.
Arendelle,
Yeah,
you have.
and I'm just standing there, just totally awkward about this because
You're like,
there's stuff I gotta tell you too, and like
Pearl's like, come on, shut the fuck up,
you like
bitch! I got shit to
say-
tell you.
I don't know, and I don't know this new person, and I'm like,
Arendelle, you have heard of the name before, but not from books in this library. There are books in the church, and there are books in the king's quarters about this place. But you don't know anything past that. You have heard this name; it probably existed, but not here in this library, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah.
No,
So
go
as
ahead.
far
Sorry.
as I know, in my organization here, I've not found any books. I do know I do know there are books from in the king's quarters, and there are there are books. Where did you say the other book was? I can't remember.
In the church.
church.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yes, and we do keep a special stash of books in the church that we don't allow outsiders to view. That I know I've seen it mentioned in there.
Hey, you've been a great help, Arendelle. You really have. Oh, sorry, Val, Coral. I didn't even see you there. Um, I'm just gonna reach over and if she will, I will take Val's hand and just
Yes.
kind of give it like a little bit of a squeeze. Sorry, I didn't mean to run
Yeah.
off. I think I've learned something quite disturbing, and I needed to see for myself. I'm not 100% sure, but I still need to do some more research, but this could be a very, very bad day.
Yes, I do understand.
Pearl's like, what a quinky dink.
oh,
Bad day? You think you had a bad day? Yeah, I very much understand. This thirst for the truth and knowledge is very important, and it seems like this may have something to do with your past. Just putting together the pieces. I would be more than happy to assist you in whatever I can.
I don't want to talk here, but I think we should talk
yeah,
later. The three of us, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what
yeah,
this means, but sorry. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
the three of us definitely need to talk sooner rather than later.
Arendelle,
With
is there
the new person.
somewhere quiet and private we could go to have a conversation?
We do have private reading rooms back in the back. You could, if you'd like, you could use one of those.
Your bike's a little far away from your face.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're kind of quiet.
And I'm all talking soft too.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
We have private reading rooms in the back. If you'd like, I can show you to one of those.
Please,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, please.
Follow me, please.
Oh, Arendelle, that autobiography. Did you find it?
Yes. Yes. Here.
Oh, thank you.
I thought I'd already given it to you. I'm sorry. I'm always holding books. I don't even realize when I'm not.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
It was great to meet you too. Please let me know if you guys need anything else while you're here. And please don't hesitate to stop by the temple on your way out of town. Come see me again.
Don't
you were-
hesitate to join me. Have me join your party, please.
You know,
Do you work
I'll
at
be
the
right
temple?
here.
You work at the temple
Yes.
as well?
Well, I work. My main duties are here in the library, but I've been an acolyte at the temple all my life, as long as I can remember.
You did say that there were some books about the place that Rose was speaking about in the church, and you did say that outsiders were not allowed to. But perhaps could you maybe uh, read it for us and maybe give us some information, or
That's a great idea.
something like that.
Would you be able to find that for us? And then we will swing by
See, the
and pay
thing
you a
is,
visit.
like, it's not just the outside. We don't allow outsiders. It's heavily guarded. It's kept secret to where, like, I've got to have a good reason to go view these books. I don't just get to go in there.
Life or death.
I apologize.
Well, perhaps we should regroup and if you would like to come with us, we could maybe discuss. Maybe meet us later. Actually, the three of us must. I believe there is some important information that we are missing at the moment. But perhaps we do need to find some lodging. So, do you have any idea of maybe where we could find a place to stay and maybe meet us there later this evening?
At the temple, please come stay at the temple. We always offer warm beds, warm meals. You can stay as long or as short as you like.
Excellent.
It's very
Thank you very
generous.
much.
Hospitality's very generous. Thank you.
Paul,
There's
you recognize the way the temples work and stuff like that. You remember reading, especially during your paladin training and when you were growing up with the churches, that there are definitely churches that don't allow that, and a lot of those are kind of the more richer churches. But you do know that in a lot of towns there are definitely what they call free havens. And
Okay.
those churches are the ones that are open to anybody at any point. They're funded by the king
Okay.
as safe spaces.
Okay, so this is similar to the one that I spent many years.
Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Well, you need somewhere to trauma dump on Rose, so.
We're about to go do that right now in the quiet room.
I think
and
we're
then
all going to
gonna
trauma dump. Poor Val. Val's just going to sit there for a bunch of trauma dumps.
Ooh,
excuse me. I was just going to say my god. His name is Womanjika. He's the. Did I say that right?
bless you.
One and Jekka.
Womanjika. Okay, all right. And it's essentially Lathander of this world, the
Nice.
god of light, travelers, etc. So everybody's going to be very welcome there. Come on down. Oh wait, no, that's the other one.
Hey, Dolly! How you going, mate?
Come on down to Dixie's Stampede.
My God.
Ginger, is that you?
Anyway, now you all continue.
All right.
Yeah, I guess we'll meet you
She's-
later. Lid.
She seems nice. Yeah.
She was.
So
She was very helpful.
Three of you making your way
the
into the
quiet room
reading
there?
room.
Yeah.
Yes. So as you walk into the reading room, Rose and Val, you already know the feeling. You sense a feeling of the magic. You know that there is a lot more of a silent spell in here. It's kind of like an area around the table itself. Coral, you recognize that there is magic in the air. You recognize that there's magic on the furniture. But you see Val and Rose are very comfortable, so you don't really question it too much.
Okay.
So you don't need to roll anything.
All right.
Can I maybe just check to see if is the silent spell would people be able to hear us speaking if we were speaking in this room?
That's a good
Or is
question.
there yeah.
The kind of each room itself is kind of like a bubble, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
think of it like instead of walking into a quiet room, it's like you guys are walking into a soundproof room.
A tiny
No
hut.
sound goes in. Sorry,
A tiny hut.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But no
sound
sound.
in or out.
No
There's
sound
nothing
comes in.
that
No
we could
sound
have
comes out.
sort of drying thing in here. To use
Nobody would know about that stuff.
Nobody would know about that. Okay.
Nobody would know about that. But as far as you guys are concerned, there's no sound going in, there's no sound going out. You can see that a lot of the reading rooms are close together. So as soon as you kind of enter one, like you would assume that with how close you are to the next person in the next room, you should be able to hear their conversation, but you can't hear nothing.
Okay. All right. Regardless, I'm making sure the door is fully secured, locked, closed. Yeah. Because I
You're
don't want
stuck
any.
in here with me now.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
I think I'm outnumbered. Yeah. Lando's
Great,
not
cool.
gonna be coming anymore. He's not gonna make it.
What do you mean? Did he leave?
In a matter
This
of
mortal
speaking.
plane.
Yeah,
Y'all
he
be
got
nice.
it. He got it. He kind of got himself in some big trouble in the marketplace.
Did he get arrested?
Well, he probably would have. Did you hear the boom?
Yes,
We
I
did,
believe all
yes.
of the town heard the boom.
Yeah, there's quite the commotion going on.
Yeah. Suffice to say, he's not here anymore. He's gone.
What about the bloodstone?
That was the boom.
Wait.
Unfortunate.
Lando, he blew himself up with the bloodstone? What happened?
Well, it all happened so fast. I don't think he had time to think, and he was just
Poor decisions.
Yeah.
decisions were made, and it just all happened so quickly.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was it was bad.
Oh my God. I can't believe this. Oh God, the last thing I said to him was rude. Oh my God.
Yeah,
We were making.
You shush.
Oh my God. We were talking about how did he get himself in trouble? What happened? He used a magic, didn't he?
Look, I nod. I don't say a thing.
And they killed him for it?
I like the paranoia.
It was quite quick. Yes.
That isn't right.
No.
They use magic all around here, all the time. I mean, we're in a magic room right now, and they kill someone in the streets for minor magics?
Well, like I said, there were some decisions that were made. He kind of doubled down on bad. He tried to get out of it by casting more magic, and people got hurt. And
minor.
The others died?
yeah, I think, like, including Lando, probably 4. I think it all happened so quick.
Unfortunate.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to intervene and save him, but the the guards here, the enforcers of the magic code, they're magic users too.
Doesn't that rub you the
So
wrong way?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it does.
I don't think I want to stay here very long. So
No, I don't like the city. I don't like any of this.
I don't either. There's nothing but bad things in this city.
Mhm.
Well, my what
Your friend,
what I
the one you were just talking with, her.
well, what I was going to talk about seems
Yeah,
silly in comparison. Oh, Arendelle, no, I just ran into her. She's quite nice. She helped me look up some information to confirm some
yeah.
fears I had.
I've
I
had
think she may be
I've had
helpful
good
for you.
experiences in her types of temple before. I was raised in one of them, so
Oh,
that strikes me as a good sign.
good, good.
Well,
I
not
mean, yeah,
raised in, but they took me in.
she seemed very nice. She
We're all a
seemed very
bunch of
nice.
little orphan loners.
Okay, Final Fantasy VIII. Anyway,
Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy everything.
Like
they
all of
One,
them.
love their
2,
orphans.
Yeah, they do.
Final
I think
Fantasy
it's pretty much
1,
any RPG
2,
ever.
all of them.
The best protagonists.
Yeah.
We're all
My
bad.
God.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
uh, so we've lost the stone too. Not that that's more important than
Yeah.
Lando, of course, but
Yeah, the stone's gone, Lando's gone.
well, at
It's
least it
yeah,
won't fall into the wrong hands now, I guess.
yeah. I mean that is, I guess, a good sign, but yeah.
Small comforts.
Wow. This day's worse than I thought. Well, my thing seems silly now. I think that I don't know. It seems to pale in comparison. I mean, someone just died. 4 people just died. My thing
Yeah.
seems kind of trivial.
I mean, I hope it wasn't more. I didn't stick around too long to find out.
Understandable.
Jeez.
Rose, I do believe I would like to hear. I think that maybe it might be better for all of us if we, what the religious call confess is good for the soul. I do believe it may help us help you move on. Maybe find our next goal.
Maybe. I don't know if confess is the right word. I don't feel if I've
Yes.
done anything inappropriate, but
You remain to Lando
Right.
right at the end. You hurt his feelings.
I didn't kill him.
That's why it was also a title like that.
You might as well have.
He'll live. Wait a minute.
I didn't have anything to live for. That's why I made those decisions.
He is dramatic.
Fair. That's
Well,
how he was
Was
dramatic. Okay.
Certainly excellent dramatic.
I am starting to consider possibility that my Hermona and the Blood Queen may be one and the same.
I don't know anything about Ramona.
You two don't know that name.
Well,
I
Val
do,
would, because
because
she
she
was there
told
with
me.
me.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't know it.
That doesn't feel logical. That the Blood Queen died 100 years ago.
yes. I have been in a stasis for quite some time. Asleep. Magically induced. For
All right, Zelda.
hundreds of years, as far as I can tell. I'm not sure. I'm only trying to piece things together now. I woke up maybe 3 days before we met. I didn't know where I
Wow.
was. I didn't know That's why I don't know anything about this world, why it all just looks so different. And Ordonia, that's where I was originally from. That's why I'm trying to find out more about it. I want to know exactly how long ago it fell, because I think that'll help me fully pin down exactly how long I've been away.
Curious.
Oh.
How exactly did you know Hermona? What was she to you?
Well, she was a friend at first, then more. I thought for a while we would be together forever. Um, but her mother was an evil, evil woman.
Evil woman.
I hadn't been home in a very long time. Only just recently realized Oradonia is where I was originally from. Hermona was helping me get back there, but when we got there, the place had been destroyed. And it was her mother that did it. The last thing I remember, and it's so weird because, hearing everyone talk, it had to have at least been 300, 400, 500 years ago, but it feels like yesterday. You know when you take just a really long nap, you wake up and you feel tired and refreshed all at the same time, but the things that happened yesterday all kind of come rushing back to you.
Yeah.
It's like I'm still there, but I'm in a world that I don't understand anymore. I think her mother meant to kill me, and I don't know how I'm alive, and I don't know what happened, and how I'm not aged in half a century. But what I do know is the timeline seems to be lining up. The Hermona that I knew would never do the things that they say that she did. She would never do
Good.
that. I knew her. And to find out
Sounds like you got Horcrux.
to find out that maybe she's not only not who I thought she was, but she's dead now. She's gone. Yesterday I was in love, and today she's gone.
So the genie from the book is like your childhood friend.
No, she's
No,
named
not the
after her.
genie.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
named
okay,
after.
okay,
Okay.
okay. I was a little confused there.
No, that was said earlier.
Paying attention. My childhood friend is
Oh my lord, I missed one thing.
very likely the Blood Queen that everyone has been talking about this whole time.
Can I tell you
Okay.
really quick above table? I got that about 30 minutes ago. I have been
Did you?
like, I was like, they were together. They were in love. This is. Because at first I was like, maybe a daughter, and then I was like, maybe the actual Blood Queen, and then I was like, no, this.
Yes.
all the pieces got put in
After
my-
Yeah.
after Kupo Pest, after Kupo Quest, Dragonbane, Daggerheart, the gay agenda is working. We have made him
Love
play a gay character. The agenda is working.
I have joined your team. I'm a lesbian now.
Excellent. Welcome.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Get your free flannel in the back. Your carabiner to hold all of your keys right on the front there.
He's your Subaru.
Yep.
And a coupon for a U-Haul.
I love this.
Anyway.
Well,
So
I do
I-
believe
would love for Val to roll with advantage and Coral to roll flat and insights on Rose, because she has just told you a lot of very strange information.
Yeah.
And at
Well,
this present point in time, with everything so far that's been going on, Coral, you have no reason not to believe her. And
Yeah.
Val, this is your extrovert that adopted you. Like,
Yeah.
Rose could start talking about hydras with green heads and yellow spots on it, and you'd be like, "Yeah, let's go kill one." Like 100%.
The logical part of Val's brain is like, this is a puzzle that we now need to solve, and I love that.
Yeah. Whereas Coral, your mind is going to the history of what you know of the Blood Queen, like the timeline that Rose has already done as well. Like, it all adds up. It all makes sense, and there's no reason for you not to believe her. She's been very interested in the Blood Queen and Hermona and everything this whole time, and you're like, okay, it kind of makes sense now.
Yeah. And as
Val,
a
you just believe
as a
anything
half
she
elf, I
says.
know what it's like to lose someone to time too. So that's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I know I sound crazy.
no, I get you. It's a crazy world, and things happen you can't really explain. You just have to keep living as best you can.
I want to know where I was this whole time. Like I said, the last thing I remember, Harmona's mother tried to kill me, and I want to know where was I?
Rose has just been vibing with us the whole time, not knowing where the hell she is.
Yeah, Rose has been totally out of her element. Like, had no idea. And then everybody keeps making fun of her, like, why don't you know this? And she's like, "Fuck, just woke up, you all."
How don't you know this?
She's been trying to play it super cool, but she's been out of her element since day one.
I love this.
Yeah.
Goofy as hell.
So, that's what I know of my story.
Man.
I've never, I mean, I would say I've never told anybody, but it's only been 3 days since it happened for me, so.
I appreciate your confidence in us.
Yeah. I mean,
Speaking of which, I do think we need to be smart about how we use our skills while we are in this town.
yeah.
I think
And,
we need to.
I guess even though you lost everyone important to you, but like the people who did this to you probably aren't around anymore either. So you kind of have a blank slate.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I mean that's one way to look at it.
Yeah. Well, blank slates are they're hard, but you can build something good off of them. I've been doing that for a while now, so I get you.
Yeah. Guess there's no use dwelling on what could have been.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to know what could have been.
I don't. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, and it's not bad advice, but I have to find out if my Hermona is the one that became the Blood Queen. I have to know why.
I'm interested in wondering why the town that you are from is so restricted. Why does the king and the church have it behind closed doors? Why can't people
Also
learn
a
about
very
this?
good question. I mean, I don't know as much as I probably should. My parents sent me away very, very young. I was returning.
Right.
Something happened. All those years ago, something happened there. And I think it's pivotal to what came after. And something tells me that information is going to be pivotal for the future. I don't know why, it's just a feeling. Maybe it's selfish. Maybe it's just me wanting to figure out what the fuck is going on with me. But I need to know.
I agree.
In one day, I lost my family, my kingdom, my love, my life. I lost it all in the blink of an eye, and I wake up so far in the future I don't even recognize the world anymore. And I need to know why. I have to understand that before I can put this behind me.
Yes.
With that, Coral unlocks the door and leaves.
I'm sorry for dumping all this on you, Val. I know.
From what I understand, this is what friends do.
I think so. And I'll be here for you if you ever need anything. You know that, right?
Yes, I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Someone did a nerve. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find Arendelle.
Alrighty, feel free to make me investigation with advantage. Arendelle hasn't really left the top area, but you didn't really get that great of a look at them.
That's investigation, not investigation. Try that again.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be great for another roll.
But yeah, try that again. There we
21. You rolled a nat 20.
go.
Arendelle was just kind of like sorting books, still standing where she was before. She hasn't moved. There you go.
Hey, we haven't really met yet. Name's Coral. I look shaken at this point.
Oh, nice to meet you, Coral. I'm Arendelle.
Yeah. So you said you've got a temple that you're inviting us over to stay at.
Yes, it's just right across town.
I'm with Val and Rose.
Oh, yes, yes. I saw you. I saw you with them earlier.
Yeah.
Brooding.
Yes, you're more than
Ending
welcome to come
awkwardly.
join. You're more than welcome to come join, and we've got plenty of rooms, plenty of beds, plenty of food.
Yeah. I think we're all gonna need a good night's rest tonight. If they come out, tell them I'm already going that way. With that, I head out the door.
Coral is dipping.
Coral, yeah.
Coral's like, I've seen some
Uncomfortable.
shit.
Coral's seen too much today, and then I got the trauma on top of it, and Rose is dealing with her trauma in the exact opposite way than Coral is. Coral has run so far from all of his loss, and Rose is just jumping right into it to figure out what's going on. And it's throwing him for a loop.
Straight at it. Head down, straight into it.
Oh, this is good. I love it. All right. Yep.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm sorry, are we boring you, Psychic?
I was yawning because I'm on like 3 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Rose and Val.
Yeah.
Are you guys still brooding in the reading room? Or have you
No, I
decided
think we
to
probably followed out.
find Arendelle to get escorted to the
Yeah,
temple?
for sure.
Because temple is a little bit away from the library. The outline of the city, they decided to separate both of those free safe havens to kind of maximize the help that they could give to the city. Maybe they should do one at the front gates, so hopefully nobody else gets struck by lightning.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
Maybe they
What
like
he is
striking
doing.
people with lightning.
Maybe people just stop killing people in the streets. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Lame. Uh.
Arendelle's just out here sorting books.
Excuse me, Arendelle. Oh,
Yes, and she's got like.
What time do you get off? When are you completed with your tasks for the day here?
Oh, I was already done. I like to stick around and work a little bit longer. Uh, I was planning on going back here in probably like another 15 minutes, maybe.
Oh, could you
I,
perhaps
I do.
maybe oh, go
You
ahead.
go first. Go ahead.
Could you perhaps maybe help us find your church and maybe even give us a little bit of a tour of the city? Rose and I have never actually been to a city before, so um, we are lost.
Uh, no, I understand. I will give a tour. I'll take you to the temple. Um, we'll get some food. I'll show you to your rooms, and if it's not too late at that point, I'll still. I don't mind. We'll give a tour. But I did want to talk to you. I have an idea. It's a little risky. Um, to get the book.
Listening.
Or to get the information. Um, I have been working with the. I've been working with the local. Um, uh, what would you call it? Like a local hospital, I guess. Um,
Oh, the
and
infirmary.
infirmary. There we go. I've been working with the local infirmary, and I can say um, that I have a patient with a super rare disease. I haven't figured out what that might be yet, but I know there are books in there that have information about how to cure certain diseases. And so maybe I could get in there and get that information, um, and maybe get your information at the same time.
That would be amazing. Arendelle, if you could do that. How can we help?
Um, stay out of it.
Fair enough. I can do that.
Logical.
Maybe.
uh, just come to the temple, have food, let me take care of it.
Do appreciate it. So
Thank you.
15 minutes, you said?
Nah. And she just kind of throws all the books down. Let's go now.
Oh, I was kind of hoping to find a technical novel. A technical book, yes.
Well, Arendelle knows where everything is. She just runs over and grabs something and comes back with it and just hands it to you.
I
She's like,
love it.
I think you're gonna love
Excellent.
this.
Do we need a library card?
A library card. What a genius idea.
Yeah.
And it could be tied to individual people, and they could use it to check out books, and we could keep a record. That is an amazing idea.
Well, what do
It
people
could
do
allow
now?
people to take books home with them. Well, they don't leave with the books,
I see.
or at
Unfortunate.
least they're not supposed to.
Rose has slipped the
You can
autobiography
leave with
into
that
her
book.
bag, by the way, while she was in the room. She's planning
I'm
on
going to
stealing
get
it.
you to make me a sleight of hand for that.
I mean, I did it when I was in the room with the three of them, and I don't care if they saw me. Or when it was just
Oh,
me,
if it's
Coral,
in
and
the
Val.
reading room, yeah, who
Yeah.
cares?
I'm just letting you know I'm
Oh,
planning on taking that book.
Cool. I'm planning on making you roll for it.
Forever. Oh,
I want
man.
to check its authenticity at some point.
Arendelle's just like, I don't know what it is about you two, but I really like you guys. I think I'll just let you. Y'all can just have those books.
Oh,
I'm not
excellent.
supposed to do
Thank
that.
you.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh, we appreciate that. We don't want to get you in trouble.
No one pays attention to these books but me.
Yes, it does sound like they had no regard for the safety of these books.
No one
Oh,
needs to make a roll. You know that Arendelle is telling the 100% truth. She is
Yeah.
the only person that cares about these books.
I trust her.
Books are
Oh,
your
yeah.
friend.
Books
We're
are
vibing.
friends, not food.
Yes. I mean, I could use a lie down if you're ready to head to the temple. I could use a
I
bit
agree.
of a rest.
I did run up a ladder to get to you, and I am quite tuckered out.
That's
Well,
rather impressive.
come, come this way. Follow me, and I'll take you to the temple.
All
Alrighty.
right.
So, descending from the second floor, heading down towards the front entrance. Excuse me. Heading down towards the front entrance and heading out. It takes you guys about a 15-minute walk from the library to the other side of town. As I said, the town is quite small. As you guys are coming up towards the temple, you do see that it is a rather large building, but it's still maybe even half the size of the library. And it does have 2 stories, but the stories are much closer together. So it is a lot smaller. As you guys step inside, I feel like saying, Arendelle, feel free to describe what the temple looks like when you unmute.
Yep. It's
I think you
actually a
have some
very
creative freedom.
it's actually a very simple temple. It's there's nothing very fancy about it at all. It's a uh, very average building. The only thing really that stands out is our shrine that glows like the sun. But other than that, the place is very drab and it's not dirty or filthy or falling apart. It's just not. It's just not nice. It's just. It's exactly what it needs to be and nothing more.
There you
Excellent.
go.
Functional. Okay.
You 3 coming in, you 2 are able to spot Coral pretty quickly, like laying down on one of the cots that are kind of over towards the right-hand wall as you start coming in. And you'll see that he has put his... Do you have a sword and shield, or just a sword?
Yeah, sword and shield.
You see that he has put his sword on one bed next to him and a shield on the bed next to that one. So he's kind of claimed the 2 beds. But you can see that he is trying very hard to fall asleep, and it is not coming easily for him. So,
If only I was the kind of artificer that could make tonics. Oops.
well, if only you chose the alchemist. For Arendelle, you would recognize that they kind of stopped serving food probably about 10 minutes ago, but you could probably still grab something for them as latecomers. You know that the temple always has something in the pot, in the cauldron. It's always heated up over the flame. There's always some left over, or there's always something prepared for people coming in at any time. But they're probably not going to get anything more than just some soup and bread at this point.
Right.
But aside from that, Val and Rose, are you 2 deciding to do anything else for today? Or are y'all gonna eat and sleep?
Eat and sleep.
Yeah. I think I just want something warm in my stomach, and then as weird as it sounds, to go back to sleep for a little while.
I do agree. And Rose,
Yes.
thank you for your friendship. I know it is difficult for you, and I appreciate that you have allowed me to help you on this journey.
Well, you're a good friend. Thank you. I'm really glad I met you. I mean, look at all the people we've met along the way. They're not always good people, and I'm very fortunate to have come across you first.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Ah, yes, the name of this episode, The Sisterhood of the Adventuring Pants.
And Val, I know I'm asking a lot. This could... I don't expect you to help me with this if you don't want to. I know it's a lot and it's confusing, and I would appreciate help, but don't feel like you have to if too much for you.
Lucky for you, confusing is my specialty.
Ugh, I think you and I
I
are
am
going to get
happy to
along
help where I can.
very well then, because I'm very confused.
giggling. Girl's like, shut up!
But I do think
Alrighty.
I need some sleep.
I do agree. Good night.
The two of you are able to start heading off to sleep. And as you do, Arendelle, can you please make me a perception check on Coral and his friends?
Dun, dun, dun.
I want to see if you notice something. If not, Lamal.
13.
13. That was weird. That one didn't come up, but that's alright. With the 13, Arendelle, you're able to notice that the colors on Coral's armor, and oh, it just showed up then. Thank you for making me look like a liar. You're able to notice that on Coral's clothing, his armor, the shield's crest, a lot of them are very similar colors to the clothing and the colors of the fabric that is worn in the temples, in the churches, and where you need to go. So with the 13, this allows you to have the option, if you want to bring Coral with you, or you can do it on your own. Because this will be done while the other two are asleep.
I
Things always
think.
work out so well when it's the two of us alone.
Well,
Yes, 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 yes.
sure. Let's do it.
Love it. Let's
Alrighty.
see if we can get another one of his characters killed.
Yeah.
Turns out this just keeps happening, and then it turns out, like, 40 episodes down the road, that Coral's secretly evil and has just been trying to kill Rafdog's characters over and over.
Alrighty, so in making the decision, you are going to walk up to your hopefully new friend, Coral, and feel free to try to convince him to get out of bed.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting to sleep, so yeah, been a rough day.
See, I got anything?
You can also use words.
Yeah, I was just
Words
seeing
are
if I had
good.
any, like, here's some magic.
Oh no!
Stop with the magic.
Whatever, it's divine magic now. Anyway,
Oh.
I'm gonna cast
so
self-destruct.
At 9th level.
he's gonna say, well, at this point, as Arendelle is coming over, she changes into a male form. Looks almost exactly the same, but is now a male. And comes up to Coral and is like, "Hey, I might need a little bit of help with this."
Do you still have the same voice?
No,
Is Arendelle like a
no, my voice
changeling?
is deeper now.
Sorry, who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget about this. This is Arendelle. I can do this. I find that men always respond to men better.
Ha!
So I did this because we're gonna go talk to the priest.
I thought she would
Holy
have been
fuck!
bitten by a man and is now a wereman or something.
Oh, where man? You know what? Retcon the whole thing. That's what we're doing now.
Am I asleep? I don't think I'm asleep. Okay, so what are you doing? What are we doing?
I know you're not being able to sleep over here. You've been restless, thrashing around. I'm going to go talk to the priest, and I'm going to get permission to access those books. And I want you to come help me.
Oh, the ones that Rose and Val are after?
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Let me get yeah. Get up and look back at the other two. They're sleeping soundly, right?
Oh yeah.
They have, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. I look back and then okay, I'll follow you.
Normally, I would make you roll to like try and persuade him and stuff, but after everything that has happened today, Coral, you are going off of vibes. You're like,
I'm going off
sure,
of
this
vibes.
guy standing over me
And
was
he's a
Arendelle,
little,
and
yeah.
I watched my friend die. This guy is still Arendelle, but a different gender, and Rose trauma dumped like a motherfucker, and
Yeah.
Val is awkward as hell, and you're like, fuck it, why not?
Let's
Why
go.
not?
Alrighty.
All right. It's a
So,
fellow temple kid, so there's a connection. All right.
with
And so we just kind of walk down the hallway to the priest's office or wherever he might be at the time.
Yep, so the priest's office is on the bottom floor at the back, kind of off a little bit. You need to go through the kitchen to be able to get to the priest's office. Lando, you have fully equipped yourself, you're got all your stuff here? Or have you left anything behind?
Yeah.
I
I'll,
think
I'm leaving myself behind.
Cool. I realized I just said Lando instead of Coral, I think. Which
no,
is funny
that's all right.
because you both answered, so you're both
I knew
wrong.
what you meant.
So you've got everything
Uh,
with you that will make it easier.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Arendelle, wasn't it? Right? Or the new one that we hired not long ago.
Well, I've been
It
here for
was
about 30 years, but sure.
Yeah.
I am
yeah,
Arendelle, but
of course, yes.
nice to see you again, Father. How are you feeling?
Uh, I'm tired, but I'm always tired. You know what it's like with these people. They always want something. Uh, any news from the king about funding? Or are we still waiting?
No, nothing new yet.
They really need to follow through with their word. No,
Oh, you know how they are.
What do you need? What are you looking for?
Well, I've been working with the infirmary, and
Oh
there,
yes.
we've got a patient,
Uh, the infirmary
who,
has lots of patients.
he has, an incredibly rare disease that the name of is escaping me at the moment. Um, Tamarian
Strep
flu,
throat.
and I know that there are,
Temerian flu.
I know there are remedies in the restricted section of our library, and I would just like to get permission to access those books.
Uh,
Oh, and this is Coral. He is paladin. What is your order?
Just trained at my local abbey. I don't have a specific order. I'm kind of free agent.
And he's
the king.
just going to assist me with the search.
The king sends guards and not money. That doesn't help us.
The king, he was not sent by the king.
So
Uh,
So the king sends nothing.
You shouldn't expect anything from the king.
I've been waiting many years.
He's
He
12.
always gives nothing. He's 12.
I like how
he
much
doesn't really.
canon Arendelle is just infusing
I'm
into this
sorry.
world.
Sorry.
I love
love
it.
Love
it. This is great.
He's 12.
Oh, freaking useless king.
Child
Uh,
king.
you scared the DM away.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. I'm coming up with too much canon on my own.
Oh. Welcome
You're
back.
on mute, friend.
We can't hear you.
There we go. Even better. Feel free to make me a persuasion roll with advantage, and it is going to be rolled against him. And I will let you know that he is rolling with disadvantage.
Hey, all right.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's like, kind of looks up at you, looks over at your new friend. You waving in character, he's like,
Yep.
he leans down and kind of opens one of his drawers and pulls out a little key and just kind of gives you the key, Arendelle. As you kind of like grab it and put it somewhere, just be careful. The guards and the sentry only look for who is holding the key, not your friend. So be careful.
All right. Thank you so much, Father. Is there anything I can get for you?
I want a blanket. Tired. Coral,
And
feel free. I want you to make me a perception check real quick
Sure.
on the
I
old man.
just realized that you're saying father in like the church sense. I thought you were just like throwing a left curve, like when he was like, "Who are you?" and you're like, "Father." I thought you were. I just now
Oh,
realized that you weren't making him your
what a
dad.
twist.
I don't see shit.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. So yeah, so you have a
Uh-oh.
key now, and the key is going to let you into the basically the restricted section of the church's personal library, which is in the other main church, because this is where we are going to end it for tonight.
Oh, you're not ready.
Is that why Val left? She's just like, bye.
She just notes
She's like,
out.
deuces. No, I thought I was going to end it just before you guys headed to the church, but I was like, we can make this work. It's not too bad.
Yeah, no.
And then once we kind of had a bit of a chat with the old man, yeah. So that is going to be a decent place to call it for this session.
Cool.
Next night is going to be a very fun session for me, and hopefully nobody else dies, because it would be rather awkward if somebody died in the church.
It'd be poetic if Arendelle also died in the church. We just
Oh
keep
yeah.
killing. Yeah, if we just keep killing Ravnok off.
Every session is going to be a new Ravnok character.
Yeah.
This is where we find out that Ravnok is actually my my NPC character. So they just play
Yeah.
everybody I need them
Sure.
to, nothing
Yeah.
permanent.
Aw.
No, I like Arendelle so far. Although I will say, every time we say the name, I do think of
Yeah.
Elsa. I
Frozen.
think of Elsa
The
every time.
window is open,
See, I
so
didn't
let's
know
work.
this. I
I
hate
didn't know they
this.
did that anymore.
I think I'm
Sure.
gonna. Can we retcon the name?
No, I love
Maybe
it.
we just need to let it go.
Yeah, just let it go.
Oh,
Sure.
oh.
Boo.
That's
Some
funny.
things never change, like this overlay again.
Ha.
Okay.
As I say, the game's
Yeah.
over. Like, the game's over. No inspiration.
So
You know.
Fair.
next
Fail.
fortnight, join
Right.
us again for another episode of Temptations. Next week, Next Thursday night is Dragonbane, hopefully.
Probably not. No, I'm gonna cancel
Okay.
next week. So next week's the 4th of July. I'm gonna be out of town.
4th of July.
Oh yeah,
so-
you Americans have like special days just for yourselves because freedom units or some stupid shit. I
Yeah.
don't know, fucking know.
Celebrate the country by blowing up a part of it.
Yep.
kinda what we
Wait,
do.
didn't you guys do that when you colonized it as well? Anyway,
No. You can't blow up the place you're colonizing, then you have nothing left over. Use your head.
Yeah. Come on, you just
You can
slowly
see how
poison
empty it
over
is.
the
It just kind of
next
slides
50
straight
years.
off.
So yeah,
but yeah,
next week's schedule
next
might be a
week,
little wonky.
what's
I'm not
happening?
sure. I'm not really sure exactly. Kupo Quest for sure. We'll have to talk, all of us with Golden Vault 2, to figure out what we're going to do, because I might be traveling on Wednesday, so we'll figure out what's going on there. Next week will be a little wonky, but then we'll get right back to the normal stuff for sure the week after.
Cool. So keep
Which
an
will
eye
be-
out on the channel.
Yeah, Temptations time. So yeah, keep an
an
eye out on the
Have
channel.
fun.
Keep an eye out on the YouTube channel too, because I've got some other stuff that doesn't get streamed going on over there. If you're interested in the Final Fantasy 14 tabletop game, I just dropped like a little bit of the rules
There's a new
overview on that.
community dungeon finally.
Yeah, I haven't. I realized I hadn't made one since like
A
Christmas.
while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kellen has given their opinion, but none of you all have. Just throwing that out
I don't
there.
care.
What do you mean you don't care? It's fun. You suck.
I'm on death's door, so.
Well, the other two have no excuse. Anyway, yeah. So check that out. We'll
I
do
started
that.
a new job and
Link
it's
your call
hard.
tomorrow, Tim.
It's a 60-second short.
That's a lot.
Anyway, that's
Okay,
yeah.
Bruno.
So that's it. Keep an eye on the channel. And then join the Discord if you wanna hang out, talk. And I try to keep people up to date in there. And come play. What's it called? Adventure Quest with us. What's it called?
Scrolling down, it is Adventure Frontier.
Adventure Frontier.
Adventure, yeah.
It's so
Adventure
fun.
Frontier.
It's so fun.
It
Yeah.
is
I
very
can't
addicting.
tell you why, but it's super fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. So we will see you all as soon as we can. We'll see you Monday. Monday's the next stream, so Kupo Quest.
Monday.
Monday.
Yay!
Gonna be talking to the Queen. That should be fun.
Oh boy.
Gonna be good times.
All right.
Congratulations, Ravnok, on not dying. And
Yay!
with that, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Yep.